I used to sell bread in secondary school, and that taught me all I know about marketing. As a business girly, I don't gatekeep, and that is why we are going to tell you this story from my personal experience today. I didn't grow up with so much. My parents were not rich. They were like, it was difficult. I would not lie. All those children that when you are in school and your principal comes to the assembly ground and they bring this paper where there is a name of all the students that has not paid. I don't need them to call my name before I go out. As he's bringing it like this, I'm going to the front because yes, it was very difficult for my parents. My dad was a retired soldier and my mom was a petty trader. So then I was in SS1 and I was selling bread. Nobody was buying. In short, my friend mocked me. They were laughing at me. Bread seller, stuff like that. Actually, that bread business was not my parents' business. It was like a friend, a family friend. She was selling bread. So I was like, sometimes during the break, I went to a public school. As a student of Ansarudin, then in Ogun State, I decided that, okay, let me just take some bread to school and advertise and see if I'll get people to buy. Because my mom sells food stuff, so there was no way any student will want to buy food stuff. But I know during break time, we go to the, what is it called? We go to the cafeteria. Some people go there, they buy bread and beans and all of that. There's this particular woman that sells going beans. So a lot of people buy bread. And our bread is kind of small. The bread I sell for, say, 300 naira, she was selling for 500. So I wanted to use that opportunity to make some money for myself and help myself in school because if you ask me, I was always owing. I was never paying for any levy, even though the school fees was actually cheap. And that was why that idea actually came to my head. But I was not selling. People were just mocking me. They were just laughing at me. And I was like, this is not just bread. This was like my first business. I felt so intimidated because every of my classmates, they were doing well. They were coming to school. They were showing up. They were bubbling. And me, on the other hand, I was trying to sell bread. Yes, I was trying to sell bread. And that brought me to the beginning of where I started learning about marketing. I was learning about marketing without knowing it. You see, there's a different thing that, oh, you went to register for a marketing course. And there's a different thing that your life journey is actually marketing itself. Every morning, I would go to my auntie's place to pick this bread up. And when I pick the bread up, at break time, I will go from class to class. I'm like, oh, sweet soft bread, sweet soft bread, buy your sweet soft bread. People would laugh. They'll be like, my money bread, come here. And when I go to them, they'll just laugh at me and walk away. It felt embarrassing at a point. Nobody was buying. My classmates would just tease me. Some would laugh, some would ignore me. And it got to me. I would not lie. All those rejections got to me. And that is why objection in selling, in marketing, objection is very important. How you handle your objection is very important. Anyways, so fast forward to one day, they were like these girls in SS2. I noticed that every single time, every break time, this girl is eating bread. She and her friends, that they're like a clique, they would just sit down in front of their going woman's place and they would be eating bread. Meanwhile, I was in SS1. So I was like, I think I need to talk to these people. I need to go to them. I need to reach out to them. And that was the beginning of my success story as a 14-year-old SS1 student marketer. Anyways, so I went to this particular girl. Amongst them, well, she was the most popular among all of them because she was always out there. And I think she later became the head girl of our set. Rather. She later became the head girl of our set, but she was quite popular. Then I reached out to her. I was like, please, I just have something for you. I sell bread, but please take this. As of this period, I really don't know anything about marketing. I've never even heard of marketing. I just gave her the bread. She ate the bread during break time. Her friends, I think she shared with her friends. So her friends had a taste of it. And before you know it, the next day, I saw like 10 people coming to me that they want to buy bread. And this brought me to the point that, do you know that I did influencer marketing? without actually realizing it. This lady actually influenced people to buy from me, and I did not tag a name to it. It was not as if I just wanted her to tell people about the bread because I knew the bread was good and the bread in school was not so good. It's not as if not so good. That bread was bad and it was too expensive for the price they were selling. So I was like, let me just try it out. Initially, when I got home and I paid my auntie for other bread, it was so painful that I had to use the profit I was supposed to make to pay for this girl's bread too that I gave to her for free. I was angry, I was pained, I was knocking myself on my head. Why did you go and dash somebody bread now? Now you have lost this money that you would have saved. Because I had this colo, I don't know if you know colo, it's like a saving box then. So whenever I get back from school, whatever I make from my bread sales, I would divide my profit into two and save one and keep the other one for school runs and all of that. So people started asking questions, and before you know it, I started getting pre-order in SS1, pre-order in school as a 14-year-old. Looking back, here is what my bread hustle taught me about real marketing. Know your people. It is very important for you to know the exact people you're selling to. Initially, when I started, I was selling to everyone and anyone that was willing to listen. I focused on anyone who wanted to buy. But at a point, I now focused on people who wanted what I had, not every single person in my class. Let your product speak. Let your product speak through your offers. I didn't just let your product speak through others. I didn't just say, come and buy bread, come and buy bread. I gave a bread free to that student, that senior that went ahead and broadcasted it everywhere. How sweet, soft, and nice my bread was, which got me the breakthrough in my bread hustle. I also very importantly, sell experience. The product, sell the experience of the product, not just the products. Yes. I did not just go and say, come and buy bread. I said, buy soft, fresh, today's bread, sweet bread. And these words, a lot of them painted these pictures in their head and it made them crave for my bread. I did not just show up every day. I was consistent. I did not just show up every day. I was consistent. I was when you say someone is consistent, I was very, very consistent. Every break time, I was always in their faces. Just the same way I would say, show up consistently to build trust. Is the same way I showed up consistently. Show up consistently online to build your brand. Don't beg, but attract. When I stopped chasing everyone and focus on building buzz, I started attracting rather than begging. All those people who were laughing at me were now chasing me. Others were chasing me. People were pre-ordering bread as people were pre-ordering bread from a 14-year-old student. You may think you're not good at marketing, but if you have ever also sold something, convinced somebody, sell hard, or even persuade or survive, you actually know more than you think. Marketing isn't just a strategy, it's an observation, it is positioning, it is timing, it is empathy, it is connection. Even the streets teach that. And if life has taught you the hard way, you are already equipped. Yes, street smart is equivalent to brainy. Now, all you need is structure to scale what you already know. If you're building a business in Nigeria, don't ignore what life has already taught you. Don't ignore what the streets has already taught you. Turn your story into your strategy and build from there.